Hello? Is somebody there?
This is simple. If the case against Jackie Cahill doesn't go away, you will. The only reason you're still alive is because you're still useful. You do not want to win this case. Understand? I'm gonna leave you now. When I do, you're gonna start feeling better, feeling brave. Maybe even call the police. That's why it's important for you to remember what I'm going to say right now. We can always get to you. If we want you dead, you dead. Now stay right here for 5 minutes, and then you can go about living your life. How much of it is left? That's up to you.
Do you see the man who was shooting that day?
Him. That man sitting right there.
Let the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant, Jackie Cahill. The killer is this man right here. And let me make this simple. 2 men are dead. Mr. Cahill is so brazen, so cold-blooded. He killed him in broad daylight because he thought no one would dare stop him. Nobody would have the guts to come forward, to prosecute him, to look him in the eye and say it. You're a killer. You're a coward. And thanks to the jury, you're about to get what you deserve.
Congratulations, Richard.
You tried a great case.
Thanks.
Call me if you need any company.
Are you leaving?
Yes.
Good.
Not too jumpy, she's 80.
See, I have a press conference scheduled for 11 o'clock, at which point I'm going to announce that you've agreed to tell us not only who the trigger man was, but also the names of the people you do business with. Then I'm going to have you released into the general prison population, and you will be dead.
Right.
You want to call my bluff? I guess this is goodbye, Jackie.
You don't think I can hit you from inside?
Jackie?
I was so hoping you'd say that.
Lawyers who appear at my court do not get to take advantage of technicalities and bad faith to get out of deals they regret. I'm therefore honoring the plea agreement. Mr. Cahill's first-degree convictions are set aside. We enter second-degree counts. And pursuant to the agreement, Mr. Cahill shall be eligible for parole in 20 years. However, this plea agreement is silent on sentencing when it comes to other crimes, such as Mr. Cahill's threat to hit Miss Gamble. To threaten a DA, Mr. Cahill. I'm adding 75 years to each of your 2 counts, sentencing to run consecutively. So you will now be eligible for parole in 150 years. Adjourned.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know how close you two were, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Richard had the choice of stepping down from a case where the defendant was threatening his life. He said to me, "How can I do that? I'm a district attorney. This is who I am." And that's how he'd want to be remembered. He was a public servant. He leaves a legacy of truth, justice, and integrity behind him. A legacy I've done a lousy job living up to the last few days. A legacy which has become increasingly difficult for everyone in the criminal justice system to live up to as of late. But for Richard, it was easy, because his compass always reminded him he was a public servant. A lot of people he considered his friends disliked him. A lot of them happened to be my best friends, defense attorneys. People who come to work day after day, fighting for the civil rights of those who have murdered, raped, stole. People who knew that by fighting for the guilty, they were ultimately protecting the innocent. Those people have come to doubt themselves in the wake of Richard's death. Richard never doubted you. He respected you enormously, because he knew you too were public servants, and he'd want you to know that. He was scared the night before he was killed. He was afraid that the threat made against him might be carried out. And he said if he should die, be sure to tell everyone he tried his very best. We all know that, Richard. Lying there is a kind man. A man who saw a crime and tried to stop it. A man who saw victims and tried to console them. A man who more than anything else was a dedicated public servant.